Hey everyone, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Spohr, and I am a channel and guide for high achieving spiritual leaders who are ready to expand in their ascension, in living their purpose, and in the fulfillment of their mission through their soul-led business. And today, I want to speak with you about some common things that block your expansion in your business. And a lot of what I'm going to share today as well applies in your personal life too. And so with that being said, let's just go ahead and dive right in. So the first thing I want to talk about is not wanting to leave anyone behind. As someone who really has it on their heart to help people, in your messaging, you can tend to be a little too vague. And that's because you want your message to come across and that you're willing to help, anyone who needs your support, right? But what happens is that this approach actually has the opposite effect. By casting your net wider, you're actually not speaking specifically to anyone, and therefore chances are, even if engagement may be high, in your online messaging, or your open rates might even be high within your email community, chances are that your conversion isn't as high because you're not really speaking specifically to any one person. And the divine truth is that you are here for a specific purpose and a mission, right? And as such, there are specific people that God has equipped you to support on their journey. And, in terms of getting clarity around who this person is, right? Who is your soulmate client? It's someone who aligns with your beliefs and your values, and likely the person that you're meant to help is someone who is traveling a similar journey to what you've experienced in the past, right? So it's really important to get specific on who is that soulmate client and speak to them specifically in your messaging. And then they will see you, because the reality is also that, especially in the last couple of years, time spent online has increased even more dramatically. And so it's important for you to be very pointed in who you're speaking to so you can rise above all the noise and reach the people that you're meant to support. So the next topic that I want to touch on briefly is asking for the sale, right? And I'm even feeling this, energetically now. When you're hearing asking for the sale, that might make you cringe, because a lot of us are conditioned to believe that sales is salesy, right? And you may not like being sold to. But when it comes to running a soul-led business, it's not traditional business. The old paradigm business of selling to just anyone just to sell, those days are gone. People are really looking for authenticity. And so for you running a soul-led business, it's not sales. What you're doing is you're really inviting people to work with you. You're inviting people to connect with you, and not just any people. We just talked about this in terms of being clear on who your soulmate client is. You're inviting the people that align with how you're meant to show up, right? With who you're meant to show up to support. I also want to bring up a point that, a lot of people have a tendency to dim their light as well, because they do have that feeling of not wanting to be salesy, even in scenarios where they are clear on who they're showing up to serve. Because what often happens too is that your soulmate client might be a friend. Your soulmate client might be a colleague, might be, you know, a peer. And so it's important to know that, you know, some people need to be invited into your world, and there's nothing salesy about reaching out to someone regardless of who they are if they can truly benefit from the service that you're providing. So just stay focused on who your person is, and don't be afraid to invite people to work with you if what you're offering is truly aligned for them, right? And so the next topic I want to touch on is indecision. And oh my gosh, this this can really make or break your ability to achieve, you know, the vision that you have for your business and life. Indecision ultimately comes from a place of fear. And, you know, 95% of the time when you're faced with a decision on something, you know what the answer is right away. But fear and doubt may hold you back from taking decisive action. When you're feeling guided to pursue something, that is the time to do it, not after you spend a week thinking about it, or not after you create reasons for why you have to do all of these other things first. When you're feeling guided to do something, it's important to take decisive action. And you may not see the entire path ahead when you're faced with a decision, okay? And so you have to trust that inner wisdom, trust your intuition and where it's guiding you to go. And when you do that, everything else will fall into place, whether it's receiving financial support that you desire, or whatever else it is, right? Just be decisive and trust. And listen, it's part of the human experience to feel fear. So, you know, the difference is with people that achieve the success they desire, it's not that they don't feel fear, okay? It's that they have courage. They've summoned the courage to move through the fear. They have an awareness around it, and they know how to manage it. Our fears are not anything to actually, you know, run away from. It's our fears that are actually our biggest opportunities for growth. So make a decision that you're going to take decisive action in everything that you do, and make decisions based upon where you want to be, okay? Not, you know, where you are now, because what got you to where you are today in this moment isn't the same level of consciousness, isn't going to require the same behaviors, beliefs, or strategies to get you to that next level. That's really, really important. So on the note of fear, this is a great segue into the next topic that I wanted to speak with you about today, which is fear of judgment. And oh my gosh, this has held so many people back from bringing to life, you know, the vision that is on their heart in their solid business. The fear of judgment and the fear of what other people will think. You know, the thing is that each and every person, including you, including me, their reality is subjective based upon their individual experiences and their beliefs. So concerning yourself with what everyone else thinks about what you're doing and who you're being is insane, because each person is developing a perception based upon their own individual experiences and their path. This is one of the reasons why it's so important to surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and to surround yourself with people who are, supportive of your path. People that are judging you from the peanut gallery, they aren't in the game. Therefore, you shouldn't exert any energy toward what their opinions are, no matter who they are. So really important to understand that, and know that, we mentioned this a little bit, I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video, but understanding, being clear on your purpose and your mission, having a clear sense of self, knowing that not everyone is for you, but you know who is for you. Those are the people. Those are the clients, the peers, the colleagues. Those are the people that get your time, that get your energy. And those are the people that need your message and the medicine that you're providing in the world. So the last topic that I want to really touch on that is a common block in expansion is when you're on the cusp of expansion, but you're hesitating because you're more focused on what you might lose versus what you're going to gain. I'm sure you've heard this before, and chances are, if you're following me and you're watching this video, you're already someone who is a spiritual leader in your own right, whether it's in the personal development industry or it's, in any other industry. You're a person that's on a spiritual path, and you are very purpose and mission driven. And you probably know that your dreams, your prayers being answered, they don't just fall into your lap. You have to take action. But what can block, someone from receiving what they desire is not having the willingness to let go of what no longer serves. Your dream doesn't show up and then you let go of where you're at. It's actually the other way around. So rather than being focused on the people that might leave your life or the things in your current environment that you might lose, switch that up and instead choose to focus your intentions around what you're actually creating space to gain. So all of the tips that I've shared today will help you tremendously in stepping into that next level of expansion in your soul-led business and in your life with a lot more ease and grace. And if you feel like you need a deeper level of support to clear the path ahead to your next level of expansion, reach out to me, and I'll include a link below where I would be happy to connect with you and we can discuss, how I may be able to be of support. Have a wonderful rest of your day.